Do your knees get a little bit cranky when you're walking down the stairs? It's a really common thing that I hear from my 50 plus clients. And it's one of those things that it can really start to shrink your life. Quite often I hear that people are second guessing themselves, traveling, going on sightseeing tours, maybe bushwalking, visiting places that have got stairs. It really starts to compress your life and affect the things that you do. So I want to share with you a step down progression, a specific set of exercises and progressions that are going to be very helpful if you do have very weak knees and they're not very stable going downstairs. Why downstairs can often feel a lot more uncomfortable than going upstairs is because when we go down, our body and our legs and the muscles around our knees have to decelerate the rate that gravity's already pulling us down. So it does require a lot more control through those muscles and the muscles surrounding the joint, and a specific type of strength called eccentric strength. So which is when the muscle is lengthening under tension. So the exercise that I'm going to show you, or the set of exercises, are going to be very specific to the practice of walking downstairs. So it's going to mimic the amount of knee bend, the knees going past the toes a little bit, and the same muscle group. So it has a very specific carryover for you. So I'm going to show you 2 exercises, but each of the exercises is going to have 3 progression levels. So we'll start with the easiest version on the easier exercise. So level 1, we're going to use like a broomstick or something that you can hold on to, and we're going to use a block. So I'm going to be sideways on the step, and I'm just going to support my weight with the stick, and I'm going to step just onto the block. So I'm not going all the way down a full height of a step. So this is our first progression. So if you're very weak and don't have a lot of control, this is where you might start. Then our next progression is going to be without the block. Okay, so we'll still keep the stick, and we're going to use the stick to take a bit of our weight, and then control it all the way down and then back up. So when we go down, we can lift our back heel off the floor a little bit, because that's pretty normal for most people. They will lift their heel off the step as they step down. We want to do it nice and controlled. So step down slowly, control it down and back. And then our final level on that will be without using the stick at all, where we're going to step right down under control and back up. So again, we want to keep the progression so that we're not getting pain. We want to, out of a scale of 1 to 10, we want to be somewhere between 0 and 3. We never want to be over that. If you feel over that, if you pull up a bit sore from it in the joint, then you might need to regress back. Then the next step that we're going to take, pardon the pun, is that we're going to go forwards. So the difference between stepping forwards will be that we'll start with our stick, we'll start with our block. Now when we step forwards, we're taking that knee a little bit further past our toes. So when we did it sideways, we weren't stepping, that knee wasn't coming out as far, so it didn't have as much pressure through the quad and through the joint in the knee. This time we're going to be stepping forward, so we're still supporting ourselves as if we were walking down stairs front on, which is what we would obviously normally be doing. So control and back. Then our next progression is we remove the block. So we're still going to use our stick, and we're going to step down under control. Make sure you have a stick that's nice and stable, and back up. So down under control, and back up. And then our final progression will be that we will do it free without any stick and full step height. So we just step down as we normally would and then back up. We want to do it nice and slowly. We're trying to build that eccentric strength. So we want to go down in a controlled fashion where we're controlling our body weight and we're in control of the speed that we descend down. We're not just letting gravity take our weight. So in terms of how many repetitions that we want to do, this might be something, depending on the scale, that you'll need to, the level that you start at. You'll start on the easier level and then you can progress up as you become, or as you can achieve it without pain. And you might want to do this 2 or 3 times per week, where we work somewhere between 5 to 10 repetitions each leg. We want to do it evenly. And you might do that 2 or 3 sets, so 2 or 3 times through going from the left to the right side. As I said, this is a super functional exercise, a strength and balance and stability exercise that is going to have direct functional carryover to walking stairs. Just make sure you choose the right progression, and hopefully over time, if you implement this, you'll be able to open up the things that you can do in your life again, and you won't be limited by fear of being in pain or just discomfort.